As the final buzzer sounded on the Pistons' 2023 season, two die-hard fans, Mickey and Harry, each passed out and witnessed a vision. They were visited by Detroit's very own mascot, Hooper, the stallion ablaze, who told them the only way the Pistons would ever win a championship again was if these two men started a podcast. To be clear, they said, do we really have to do this? I mean, aren't there enough Pistons podcasts already? It seems like this might be overkill. But Hooper dunked on them, right in their face, and said, your team needs you. He presented them with a prophecy. Now it is their duty to help Detroit rise again and become champions. The Order of the Blazing Horse. Welcome back to another episode of The Order of the Blazing Horse, the only Detroit Pistons podcast based on a mystical prophecy. I am one of your prophets, Harry Moros, and I am joined, as always, by my co-prophet,
Mickey Jacobs. How you doing, Harry?
Mickey, I'm so fine. How are you doing?
I'm great.
You get that all the time, right?
You're the first person to ever actually make that connection.
That can't be true.
It's not. I was just yanking your chain.
You're being very nice. I mean, Bryce came on here a while ago and he gave me the Harry Potter business, and that's actually maybe I brought that to myself. Yeah, and then I memed him. So get memed, baby. Oh, and before we begin, I have to say, may the 3 be with D be with you, Mickey.
Oh, and may the 3 with the D be with you too, Harry.
Thank you very much. I
Thank
really
you for
appreciate it. We're happy you're joining us today on a day when literally nothing else is happening in the country. No other news came out in the last minute. We are going to continue to keep running this podcast, unlike some people will not continue to be running their office. No big deal, but we'll see how it all goes in the future. And, while some people might be taking their summer break, the Pistons did not take the summer break because it is the Summer League, the time for the Pistons young boys to show out. Did you get to watch all the games?
I think I missed the first game, but I watched the subsequent 3. Yeah.
Okay. So you missed the first loss. You didn't get to see the arrival of Clint on the scene, Bobby Clinton coming on, making everybody go, hey, well, hold on a minute. Did we just draft a second-round player who's halfway decent for the first time in forever? And do we talk like this in Detroit?
I think we do.
Oh, man. Southern Detroit. You know it from the famous Small Town Boy song, whatever that is.
Born and raised in South Detroit? That's
right. Taking the midnight train, going anywhere. We won't stop believing that the Pistons have a chance of victory because we started this podcast. This
podcast is sponsored by Journey. I do think it's a good time to get that out of the way.
The journey from out of the basement to the championship.
I love that.
So we watched all the Summer League games. The first one, they came back and made it like a fun game. There were some struggles, there were some flashes. But I kind of feel like the theme throughout all of Summer League was the same. Like we saw some good stuff, we saw some rough stuff, and we got to see Jared Jack coaching again. Welcome back, Jared Jack, doing his thing in the Summer League. What was your biggest take from Summer League, Mick?
Yeah, well, I think what I've learned from Summer League, and I don't know if I've told you this story, but I've been to one Summer League. I went to Vegas in 2021 and got COVID. But I also
you're usually going to lose when you gamble in Vegas.
yeah, so worth it. But I got Cade Cunningham's autograph, not in person, but I met security personnel for the team. I saw him wearing some Pistons swag, and I gave him my ticket. I was like, is there any way you could have Cade sign this? And he did, and he mailed it to me.
That's so above and beyond what you could do.
It was really cool.
It was really cool. Man, I don't know. Did you get the security guard's name? Because we got to give a shout out to this guy.
Yeah, I sent him, I don't remember it now, but I sent him a Starbucks gift card. Just say thanks. Here. This is, boom.
That's so dope.
Autograph of the first time Cade ever put on a uniform. Anyway, my long-winded point is that they lost that game. I think Cade played okay. So overreacting to Summer League is not something that I like to do. But this was a lot of fun. I think Ron Holland has shown some exciting flashes. I think he's absolutely a project, which is sort of what everyone has said. He's got a high ceiling. And Bobby Klintman has a high floor. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
He was so much fun to watch. So many boards, so many dishes, wet three ball. It
And
was really exciting.
not shy about shooting the three either. On top of that, like you say, wet three ball, but he put it up on closeouts. People were running at him. He put it up fast. You love to see that.
I said wet three ball.
I know. I mean, splish.
Oh, I thought you said what three ball.
No. What three
We're on
ball
the
is
same page.
what three ball is the Ron Holland three ball. No offense to him, but he actually his
Yeah.
form actually looked good as well. I think I wasn't so bummed out with his shooting. It wasn't like super
Yeah.
efficient, but you know, like we have a guy learning how to play point guard essentially, running the team, and Ron Holland's supposed to be
Sasser.
like slashing. And you know, I do think I was like a little bit frustrated for Sasser with the play of Sasser. Because it's a difficult position to learn, especially when, you know, he's a shooter, which, and he's like a guy who makes a step back, but like finding the open people is not like his main thing. So it's hard when you're watching. You can see the whole floor from an aerial angle, and you're like, that guy's open over here, that guy's open over there, and he's going in and taking a shot. I've come to grips with he's learning how to play this. He was a rookie last year. That's fine. He still scores like, whoa. In the last Summer League game, he got to the free throw line like 13 times. That's a good skill. That's a super good skill, especially for somebody his size, I think. So if he can get the crossover step back plus drive the lane and get to the free throw line where he's a good shooter, that's fine by me. I think he almost shot 90% last year from free throws. So great. And if you're taking this time to really put a focus on trying to read the floor better and pass better, I'm going to give you a grace period, especially as a backup, where you can kind of figure that stuff out. I know like the guard room is pretty packed out, but I believe in the Sassmanian Devil. I love watching that kid play. I like his attitude. I like his defense, and I love his shot. I like when you can have somebody. I mean, people were talking about the Pistons drafting Rob Dillingham, and it's like we have not somebody with the same sort of bag, but we have somebody who has the ability to get hot like that. So I got no beef. And dude, you were so right about Klintman. My God, that man, just so fun to watch. Really looking like a pro out there. Great size, great length, not great handle. I think that's okay. You can't be super good at everything. There's sliders in video games, right? So that's fine. And it's again, it's Summer League. So we got to see some hella passes out of that dude. Some hella passes out of that guy.
Hella passes.
I love when we were watching the game, you were texting me and you hit me up. We were going over some Bobby Klintman nicknames to kind of go over. I don't remember the first one you tossed out. What was it?
It was Clint Beast Mode.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, Clint Beastwood.
Clint Beastwood. That one's the bomb. That one's so good. And he hits the three. You can change the E for the three. Clint Beastwood.
Oh, I love that.
Right? The one I tossed out, I think it got pretty firmly rejected, was the clitoris. the clitoris, right? You know, that's not good. But whatever.
He hits the spot, you know, like.
Listen, we were in the moment trying to make it work. Flint knock, I think I was calling him the Flint knock as well. So there's
no bad ideas in the chat. No bad.
There is in the stream, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So my bad on that. But Clint Beastwood, I think, is a winner, man. Like such a good one when that was going on. We had some other ones from him too, right? Like because of the
yeah. We were riffing on the fact that he's from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Swedish three ball.
Pretty good.
Love that. And then you had a Swedish one too.
The Swedish dish, right? Not to be confused with the Swedish fish, but based off the Swedish fish. But I swear, the passing was nuts. Like it was point guard passing, how cool it was. It was so fun in that final game watching him and Tyler Kolek both passing like insanely. That's, you know, I don't think a lot of kids when they're watching basketball are like thinking about how cool it is to pass. But I mean, I came up on Jason Williams passing like the craziest passes I've ever seen. Some people really like Steve Nash and some of those passes, and you can like John Stockton, I guess. I don't, anti-vaxxer and jazzer and all that stuff. But I'm impressed with passing. I think the passing is incredible. I love watching high-end passing, and the Swedish dish, Clint Beastwood really did it for me. You had some good ones for Ron Holland as well, right?
Oh yeah, it was when he had that amazing dunk that he like did a backflip on afterwards when he landed. Ron
Oh
Burgundy.
yeah.
Where'd he go? He's a
Mm-hmm.
blur. He's so fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he'll read anything you put in front of him. Right, every play, we'll just read it, run to the basket, put it up there, splash it down. I love the Ron Burgundy. I was calling him Holland Goats when he gets those mad dunks. So
I love that.
it's
Holland Goats.
that's my time period if we want to get over it. And then the other play of player I want to talk about is Dennis Jenkins. Like that dude was playing real nice, very fun to watch him play. I hope he gets some minutes in the pros, but I'm happy to have him as a two-way player here.
Definitely. I also was tickled to learn that he's like best friends with Marcus Sasser.
Oh, for
That's
real?
cute.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they like grew up together and like practiced together a whole bunch, and I think that's real fun, and it was cool to see them in the backcourt together. And to your point, without like to your point about the lack of natural point guard, it was really cool to see all the big guys and everyone else passing the ball. A lot of turnovers, but we're used to that.
A lot of turnovers, which we are used to. I was not used to good defensive play, which was abundant. That was the thing that I was most thrilled about. Honestly, I was like, oh, wow, they're actually playing good team defense. Some lapses here and there, but whatever. They're all rookies/young players. And I was especially happy to see it because so many teams I saw playing the zone defense, and I'm like, why are we doing this in summer league? Just like
right.
Practice some team defense in here. It's so weird. But whatever. I was a big fan of playing zone when I was a kid, and I'm not a kid anymore, so I don't want to see it. But
speaking of defense, I thought McCoy was a pretty toolsy, sometimes clutch player.
Mm-hmm. He had like what 3 buzzer beaters throughout the summer league. I think 2 in one game.
Yeah, there was 2 in one game, but just like a lot of heads up plays, like a lot of steals. Not like the greatest like offensive player, but definitely felt like a little like Swiss Army knife kind of guy.
Knew his role, can use him in a pinch. I like guys who know what they're doing and play the way that they're expected to play out on the court. Pretty sweet stuff. So give it up for the real McCoy. Great band back in the day and great nickname for that guy. If you're a McCoy, you're always a real McCoy. If you're Mickey, you're always Mickey's your sign. If you're Harry, you're always a wizard. So like we can relate. Mr. McCoy, and we're happy you're part of this squad. If we're talking about like weaknesses on these players, Ron's gotta like his decision making's gonna come a little ways, I think, and that's fine. I think they just wanted him to like go out there and like kind of gun it, see what he can do in here, and he showed some great flashes. Man, when he was aggressive going to the rim, it was super nuts. I was really feeling it, and like with Clinton, we talked a little bit about his handle. His defense was sometimes good, sometimes not good. Ron Holland's defense was awesome, by the way. I'm like thrilled to see him and Asar play together. Like that should be very fun.
Definitely. Yeah. I also think there were like, I feel like Ron Holland and Clintman both missed like a few bunnies. These were just like bad rolls and things. Mm-hmm. Like I do think, it's still summer league, take everything with all the grains of salt, but I do think the efficiency will be a little better than it looked potentially. I also think Bobby's like not the quickest, but it's cool to have a natural 4.
Yes.
Like Tobias Harris, even though he's like really available, like if he gets hurt, like I can absolutely see Bobby having really good spot rotational minutes.
Yeah. Like now we have 3 guys who can legit play the 4. And it's not just Stu. In fact, I don't know how much Stu should be playing the 4 at all this season at this point. Like barely any to maybe not at all. Who knows? We'll see. But we have Tobias. We have Fontecchio who can play some 4. We have Asar who probably should be playing the 4. We have Clintman for when he's ready will play the 4. That's great. And Stu. So now there's a lot to go in there. I'm very excited about. I'm super excited about the wing room that this team's got as far as the future goes. Maybe not like in the immediate. It's not going to win a ton of games. I don't think anyone expects you to win a ton of games this year. But still, pretty fun stuff from the kids. all around. It was also nice hearing JB Bickerstaff and Trajan Langdon talk at the Summer League games, getting some insightful stuff out of them. It was fun seeing the teammates there as well, cheering the kids on. I liked all that. I feel like I've heard them ask every interviewer, announcer ask Trajan Langdon, so you got Cade on your team, you have all these players. How have you felt about this roster that you're coming into? And he keeps saying, I've been very focused on the Pelicans because I was the GM of the Pelicans. I did not get to watch a lot. So the answer is I don't know. It's very funny hearing that over and over again. But I think it's great hearing out of JB Bickerstaff the defensive focus and the love for the game. It's all exciting. I'm really happy. I'm happy he's the coach for us.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's cool hearing Cade talk, say all the right things. It's going to be exciting. I think, we're going into this season with, like you said, some good wing depth for the first time in a while. I'm interested to see what the backup point guard situation looks like.
Yeah.
JB's talked about staggering Cade and Ivy and having them play together, which I love. And so, yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how and if Sasser fills that role or if there's still a signing coming. I kind of doubt it at this point, but
Yeah, I think we've talked a little off air, but I think a lot of people are like, Markelle Fultz is still available, Jones is still available, right? And I think other people have brought this up, and I agree. It's why would they want to play third, maybe fourth point guard on this team? Like that's not appealing to anybody, I imagine, on possibly the worst team in the NBA and being like that backup an option while other people get developed. If there's such an emphasis on having one of Cade and Ivy on the court at all times, Ivy's probably gonna have the ball in his hands doing some stuff when it's just him. And Sasser brought it up as well that they want him to be more of a floor general, so that's what he's trying to do. That means now we have 3 point guards on the team. And I kind of think that's okay. Like, it's a little bit of a bummer because, like we mentioned with Ron and with like Bobby, they're like incredible cutters and slashers. It'd be nice to see somebody be able to get them the ball. But if we're a developing team right now, then let's see how everything can develop with the pieces we got as opposed to shipping it out for whatever else. And like, as opposed to prioritizing it for veteran players who might get you 1 or 2 more wins when we've already gotten several veteran players to kind of lead this team and fill in the shooting gaps at the moment.
Totally. And I love Tyus Jones, but like you said, he doesn't want to be a third, fourth string point guard. And, Markelle Fultz maybe is used to being relegated more in that way. I think he, played like 7 minutes a game last season or something, but why not run it? Let's just see what we got. I mean, it might get a little hairy with injuries, but and like Cade and Ivy have both been kind of turnover prone in the past, but that's as far as like holes in the roster go, like we're going into this season way more together than we ever have. So
I completely agree. And as far as like the turnovers and stuff go, one thing I did want to bring up, because I kept noticing this, is their ball movement, not always, but their ball movement in Summer League looked better. Like the additional passes that Bobby Klinkman was making, even Slauson was making some, but and Ron Holland was making some. That extra pass, that's one thing that I felt was super underrated about Asar. People say like Asar's offense is like very limited because he can't shoot. I think his ability to drive, to dunk, to slash, and his ability to know where the ball should go to next is enough offense at this point. I'd love him to dribble and shoot better, but like his view for the game is awesome. So if you have guys who can make the next pass to get to the next open person, just based on like the laws of motion, getting people moved around, that's a good way to get people out of position to get open shots. And now we have shooters who can hit those open shots as opposed to like kind of just ISO ball nonstop. I think that's part of why the Phoenix Suns kind of flared out is they have 3 ISO ball players on their team and nobody else really. And if they're not looking to move it over and over and over again, it's a lot easier to stop and put defensive bodies in front of. So I was happy to see that in Summer League. Hope we could see it in the pros in the actual regulation season. One thing we did get to see, we got to see an awesome G League Ignite matchup between Ron Holland and his former buddy, potential Pistons pick, Modest Buzelis. That was pretty exciting. I loved seeing at the end of the game when Ron went we beat Modest. Like it was so cute. It was so fun. I was like, oh man, I'm so happy for him. That's good vibes in basketball. Like it just very, very fun stuff. I like the shit talk Modest was doing before or during the game too. He's like, me and Ron, we're not friends right now. I was like, that's so
Yeah, I know.
funny.
There was like a little clip of them talking days before the game where Ron Holland was saying he was going to dunk on Modest. Yeah, I love these little rivalries, and we've had them for a little while now between Cade and Jalen Green, Amen and Asar, or Amen and Asar, and now we got the Modest Ron thing. I think that's fun.
It's very fun. I think honestly, I think it's more fun than rivalries with cities because it's like these players have an actual connection. People in Michigan hate people in Ohio because they're the next state over and they're the exact same state. Like, why is that a rivalry? Like these two guys came up together. They're challenging each other. That's a rivalry. I like that. So I think that's all very fun. And I mean, there was a lot of talk that the Pistons were going to draft Modest. People thought that it was going to be a shoe-in sort of situation because of who Modest's agent is. And that, of course, is
Arn Tellem.
Well, it's Michael Tellem.
A lot of Pistons fans seem to think is just like pulling all the strings, and that Trajan was a former Arn client, right?
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems like anywhere you look, Arn's been there.
Mark Muscala last year when we brought it, or Danilo Gallinari, when we brought him in. It's like, okay, we got a lot. And like, I remember people in the offseason were like losing their minds about like the connection to Arn. And I've said it, you've said it, a lot of people in the Pistons sphere said it, but people still are not getting it. Arn Tellem knows everybody. Like he's connected to literally everybody. And Mickey, that is why I wanted to do this little game with you, this little challenge, because he's a lot, it's a lot like Kevin Bacon, the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. With Arn, you can do the same thing. We got the 7 degrees of Arn Tellem.
The 7 degrees of Arn Tellem. Look at that. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So how's this going to work?
Okay. So it's pretty simple, like, we could keep it in basketball, but that's almost like too easy. You could probably connect literally anybody to Arn Tellem, anybody at all, and I bet you could make it. I bet you could make it happen.
Okay,
you feeling good about it?
I'm. You know what? I think as you said, the arm of Arn reaches far and wide. So we're gonna give it a shot.
The arm of Arn reaches across the land, and he pulls you in with his ringed hands. So yeah, let's let's start out with a pretty who's a good one. Okay, so this guy, I know he plays basketball. I saw a picture of him playing basketball somewhat recently with the skinniest little leg in the world. Timothy Chalamet. Connect the Spice Boy, your fellow Spice Boy, Timothy Chalamet, to Arn Tellem.
Timothée. Okay.
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet to Arn Tellem. Okay, well, he is dating or was dating Kylie Jenner, right?
Yeah, yep, they were an item.
Are they still? Because we here at the Order of the Blazing Horse, we love on this pod. So
we do.
I think they've still got a chance.
It's
I don't
the
know
seventh man on the principles of Hooper.
Yeah. So Timothy to Kylie to Kim Kardashian.
Yes. Okay.
There were a couple different ways I could have gone there. There's a lot of NBA connection to the family, but Kim was married to Chris Humphries, who was an Arn Tellem client.
That's right. Yeah, he certainly was. Look at that. Look how easy that is. That's so insane, man. Give me somebody.
Okay. Let's take it back a little bit. Flava Flav.
I love that you used to take it back and you wound the clock back. Was that intentional for Flava Flav? Is that what made you think about it?
Yes.
Okay,
that was totally intentional.
He's
related to the giant clock that he would wear around his neck, as we all know.
He's a Detroit guy. Actually, I just saw him at a Nas concert, a Nas and the Wu-Tang Clan concert. He came on stage, he danced for one song, and he left. But Flava Flav. Okay. So Flava Flav. Let's stick with the significant other. He was with Brigitte Nielsen. on Flavor of Love, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little side note, back when those reality TV shows were like a big thing, do you remember the show Shot at Love with Tila Tequila?
Yeah.
So that show had first season. The second season came out. I got a call from casting saying, hey, we want you to be Mr. Detroit on Shot at Love with Tila Tequila. And I said, Mr. Detroit? Me? What? I don't know. I was hesitant about it all. I didn't know. And I was like, how much is paid? They're like, almost nothing, but you get to go to all these bars and make appearances, and you get paid thousands of dollars for every bar appearance that you make for the rest of your life. And I thought about it for a week, and then I said no. I couldn't do it, which turned out to be good because she turned out to have Nazi tendencies, and I turned out to be on the other side of Nazis' ilk in that whole regard. So really dodged a bullet there, proverbial and maybe for real.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So, if you want to be on reality TV, all you got to do is work out super hard and take photos and put it up on MySpace.
Oh, God, I want you to dig up those pictures so bad.
No.
Mr. Detroit.
If I spent a significant amount of time scrubbing. Oh, my God, you made it rain with your muscles. What a fucking fuss.
This is so stupid.
That's so funny. But yeah, I did a significant amount of scrubbing from the internet for those photos.
Boo.
So no one needs to see that anymore.
Unscrub.
I'm a married man. No unscrubbing. Private scrubbing.
You belong to Detroit. Everybody knows that.
Okay, so Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen. That's where I left off. Brigitte Nielsen, also a former wife of Sylvester Stallone, right? That guy, Stallone, who his big movie outside of Rocky was First Blood, the Rambo movie, right? Rambo, First Blood. You know who else is in that movie? Okay, yeah. I'm positive. Fucking David Caruso. That's his name. Okay, David Caruso. Not to be confused with Alex Caruso, but maybe they're related. They're not. But David Caruso, star of CSI Miami. He was also in First Blood. You know who was a guest star on CSI Miami one time?
Everyone ever?
That's probably true. Man, I'd have to look and see if there were more. I know for a fact that Pau Gasol was on there, though. Pau Gasol on CSI Miami. Pau Gasol, as you know, was repped by Arn Tellem. There we go. We're two for two.
I don't need to fact check that. I fully believe that Pau Gasol was on CSI Miami. I wonder if he was on any other CSI variants.
I don't know if he was on other one. I know he acted in like a couple things. It's still like so weird seeing him just like anywhere because I used to call him Pugasu just in general because I hated Lakers so much. It's like Pugasu, F that dude. All right, let's keep this going. She was just in the news for not being able to sell at concerts. So maybe she could, if she's connected enough, she can get Arn to, if you can find the connection, maybe she can get Arn to get some tickets for J-Lo. Connect Arn to J-Lo.
J-Lo. Okay. Arn from the block. Let's see how we're going to do this. So she was or is married to Ben Affleck. I don't know. Again, we love love. We love love on this pod. He produced and starred in the movie Air, which I believe featured Jay Moore, who I just learned is married to Jeannie Buss. Jeannie to Kobe to Arn.
Damn, that was a lot easier.
Easy.
Yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Man, these connections are kind of a joke at this point.
You could say that. You could say that they are.
The reach is for real. Give me somebody hard. Let's see if I can make this a hard one.
All right. Tickery dickory dock. You're on the clock. Andrew Dice Clay. Connect Arn Tellem to the Dice Man. Go.
Man, you're really on a clock kick right now. You're on a TikTok kick at the moment.
Time's just slipping away, bro.
Fucking Dice. Okay. through comedy. No, okay. Blue Jasmine.
Okay.
He was in that movie, that Woody Allen movie, Blue Jasmine, with oh man. Okay, I just have I got the full connection. This is crazy, and it's because I read an article on this. My buddy sent me an article about this a little while ago. But so Andrew Dice Clay was in Blue Jasmine. Also Peter Skarsgård or Sarsgaard, whatever. He was in.
I love a Sarsgaard. I love a Skarsgård and a Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard. He was in Blue Jasmine. His kids. They went to the school. It's like the Grace Church School, the Grace Church Private Academy. There's this whole article about how it was like this very special private school. It was run a certain way, and then a new person took over it, and they enlisted J.J. Reddick's wife to like help run it, and became like this popularity contest. And it was bringing a whole bunch of new people out with the old money, in with the new in vogue people, and it's so fucking ridiculous reading about it. But yeah, J.J. Reddick's wife was like the deputy officer to this new woman, and JJ Reddick, as you know, was repped by Arn Tellem, because everybody was.
Wow, I guess everybody wants to bring in the Reddicks for leadership advice. It's really interesting.
I would love if she had a podcast, like if his wife had a podcast about kids at the school, like he does about basketball.
Just gossiping about kids. She's a bully.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna stump you on this one. Who are we gonna go with? We're gonna go with me. Do me. There's no way. Even though I joked about it. I joked about it before, but there's no way.
Right. Like who isn't Arn Tellem connected to? Okay. You're selling yourself short. I think this is going to be pretty easy.
It's not through tequila, by the way. There's no way.
No, but I haven't forgotten about those pictures. I've got my team scouring the internet right now as we speak. My team of interns at Order of the Blazing Horse. They're hard at work. And they don't get paid. Okay. So you were famously an editor on the Netflix Mystery Science Theater 3000 remake.
That's right.
And that show featured Mark Hamill, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker, and the animated Joker, among other wonderful credits. And Mark Hamill, at the 2018 Oscars, presented Kobe Bryant with his Oscar for Dear Basketball, and Kobe, Arn was his first client, or his first agent.
That's ridiculous. What am I? That's like
that
five.
Was wildly easy.
There's 5 degrees. I'm that close to Arn. I'm that close to Kobe. Damn, man. Can I do you?
Okay.
Let me do you. Let me see if I can pull a Mickey. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start the same way you did, which is I know you wrote episodes for Clone High, the second season of Clone High, which was very funny, by the way. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Very good show. On that show, who's in that show? Some of the voice. It's like a lot of the same people, like Kristen Miller from like the Drew Carey Show and from Scrubs, and Donald. Mm-hmm. Oh, Donald Faison was in that show too, right? He's part of your cast?
Yep.
Okay, they're both Scrubs. They're both Scrubs people. Okay. Okay. you gotta work with me on this one.
Do it.
Okay, so Ryan Reynolds was on an episode of Scrubs. He played like JD's friend and Turk's friend from back in the day. You see in a whole bunch of like
I bet he was snarky.
Fun stuff. Always snarky. Can I say it? I love Ryan Reynolds. I'm a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. I know some people aren't into him, but I think
he's a polarizing figure.
For sure.
But he's an American treasure, whether you like him or not.
Even though he's Canadian. Yeah. So,
I said what I said.
Yeah. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds on the show. Ryan Reynolds has he's got a lot of businesses, as you know. He's like a mobile man. He's got a football team with Rob.
Gin.
That gin is called it begins with an A. Aviation. Yeah, that is good gin. I'm not a huge drinker, but I do like gin, and I do like his gin. He also has a marketing company called Maximum Effort. Are you familiar with that?
No, but I believe you.
Okay, Maximum Effort. They do like ad campaigns, and one of the ad campaigns they did was they were responsible for Jake from State Farm being at the Super Bowl next to Travis Kelce's mom, up in the Super Bowl booth. It's like, oh, that's a moment. And so Jake from State Farm was there, and as you know. If you watch TV, that the Lopez brothers were just recently in a State Farm ad where they were fighting each other. It's like, I'm older by 1 minute, best minute of my life, or whatever. Very fun. Actually, I thought it was very funny, very cute. And both the Lopez brothers, repped by Arn Tellem. Boom!
Arn Tellem.
We're connected here, baby.
Wow. We're on the tree branches connecting from the trunk of Arn. Okay. Keep it coming.
Okay. Well, just because we're in the news and politics right now, and I'm sure she's going to be a hot topic of discussion. I'm not talking about Kamala. Let's talk about AOC. Connect AOC to Arn Tellem. From point A to point O to point C.
Ocasio-Cortez to Arn Tellem. Okay. So... AOC wore that. Do you remember at the Met Gala where she wore the tax the rich dress?
I do.
Talk about viral moments. I believe that dress was designed by Aurora James. I'm a little into fashion, just so you know. But cat's out of the bag.
Mickey Mark Jacobs? Is that
no relation. But I know things, and I know things about fashion, and I know that Aurora James also makes clothes for Rihanna.
Ooh.
And there was that viral moment in the Cavs Warriors series where she walked by JVG during the LeBron dunk, and he about lost his mind. And Jeff Van Gundy is brothers with Stan Van Gundy, who was the coach / GM under Arn Tellem.
Oh my God, that fucking Jeff Van Gundy moment. Man, that's so funny. I remember when that happened. I was like, did he just bust a nut out of his mouth on national TV? That is so insane. And that was crazy that you were able to make that poll.
That's pretty wild.
Okay. Sweet. So far, this has not been hard. Everyone's connected. Every single person we have named has been connected to Arn Tellem. Wild.
How many more should we do?
Let's just do one. This is just nuts.
Okay. I have to try to stump you. So I'm gonna go with not a person necessarily, depending on how you look at this. I don't know if this is too soon to bring up, but I'm gonna go with Harambe.
The gorilla? Harambe?
Yeah. Poor little out.
R.I.P.
Poor little out for Harambe.
Truly, that moment when he was girlinized was super sad. It was a really tragic moment, and I remember a lot of people, were eulogizing him and all that stuff. Okay, Harambe.
It was a real pop culture moment.
Yeah. If you don't know the whole tragic story of Harambe, look it up and keep your kids away from the guardrails at the zoos. Okay. The main.
There's no way.
I'm just trying to connect them to like a person. In general. Okay. So Method Man talks about. He brings up Harambe on a verse on Bad Names, the remix, which is a Guru song. He's something about going to ape in reference to Harambe. So
just funny because he's a gorilla, not an ape, but whatever.
Hey, that's for sure. That's very true.
I don't want to correct Guru and or Method Man. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the woo.
Hey, they're there for the woo. Okay, yeah, okay. So in the Wu-Tang Clan, Thank you for that. You helped me out a little bit in the Wu-Tang Clan.
We brought them up earlier.
Oh, it's true. I saw them earlier, though I did not see this guy, ODB. R.I.P. to him too. Man, a lot of R.I.P.s on the trail of Harambe. So yeah, pour out a little banana juice for Harambe.
For ODB.
And for ODB. They probably both like banana a little bit. Who does like banana? Outside of my wife, she hates bananas, but me likey.
Sorry, Hannah.
pour a little.
Is it a Hannah banana thing?
You know what? It might be. I know she hates being called that. So hopefully, maybe that's what the case is. I know she just really doesn't like the flavor at all. But I'm very pro banana. Banana is top fruit for me. Okay, so we're at Harambe to Method Man. In the Wu-Tang Clan, we're going to ODB. ODB, famously on the song Ghetto Superstar with Maya and Proswell for the movie Bulworth for that soundtrack. I remember it big time because it's a huge hit. And also in middle school, I made a remix of it for extra credit. I made a rap song about Ricky Tikki Tavi and called it Garden Superstar. And I rapped the whole thing. And it was pretty dope. It's got me big points. And my teacher was furious that it showed that I knew so much. Also, as a real quick aside, Hannah, my wife, wants to know if that cup you're drinking from is a Big Boy Diner cup.
No, but it's definitely a diner style cup. Aren't these great? It just makes me feel like I'm getting served like terrible like ash flavored coffee. I love those cups. Good eye, Hannah. It's not Big Boy branded, but it's definitely of that ilk.
Hannah, it's not a conspiracy. People like bananas. I like bananas. I don't know where Mickey stands on them, but
I feel like I'm in the middle of a spat right now.
Spat.
I love it.
Okay, so we're okay. So Ghetto Superstar with Maya.
Yeah,
Maya.
What we are.
Maya was on fire way back in the day, but she also more recently she was in that House Party remake movie. Did you watch that?
Yeah. Who? Oh God, this is where you do it.
There are people involved, but
there's some cameos.
There was cameos, and the cameo I'm going to bring up is AD Anthony Davis, who, as we all know, rapped by Arn Tellem. Count it. What is that?
The Brow.
We did like seven, eight. We did like 8 people.
Oh my God. So like, good luck adding someone to the team who doesn't have some sort of connection. You know, I know people talk about nepotism and Arn pulling the strings, but I think when you've been kicking around the league and or famous people as long as Arn has, there's going to be some crossover there.
People are going to, like, on the reviews of this podcast, we're going to get another 1-star, and they'll be like, these guys only have the podcast because they were able to get linked to Arn Tellem, both of them. We have proof.
Yeah, this pod is definitely deep funded by Arn. we're just he made Hooper come to us and deliver the prophecy. He's got just limitless power. But wow.
Pretty impressive stuff. We did it. And speaking of did it, the Pistons did it. They finished their summer. Or wait, they have one more game to go. I think there's like one more summer league game to happen. So
do they?
I think so. I'm not entirely positive, but I think there's like one extra one or something like that. So we'll see. And if they're all shut down, that's cool. I'm just ready for the season to start. I know it's a ways away. I know we still got plenty to talk about. We can speculate about the rotations coming up. I think we already did that a little bit, but like for right now, I'm just happy to see the future of this team. I'm happy to see the growth, and I never want to hear about someone being too connected to Arn Tellem again, because we've already proved everybody is.
Yeah. Case closed. We solved it.
That's what we do. We are detectives. We are basketball detectives. If you enjoyed watching us pick out all these people and talk about the Summer League, please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. Give us a follow on Twitch. We're trying to get affiliate status
all
here.
Of it. Give it to all of it. Yes. We want to be affiliates. And I know what that means.
What would you say affiliate means?
Like, give us money.
Give us the money. We like the money. Put the money in our pockets. As ODB would say, give me my money. right? Hey, Jorday, baby. This episode's been sponsored by the Wu-Tang Clan, and we're happy to be associated with them.
And Arn Tellem and Aviation Gin.
And Aviation Gin. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds, if you can send us some bottles our ways, because we just talked about your marketing campaigns and all that jazz, and we were standing for you. We were Stan Van Gunning for you a little bit over here. We really appreciate it.
See what you did.
Yeah, man. I do it.
Yeah, send us gin so that we can feed our interns. Gin.
Yeah, keep getting them drunker and drunker until they can find the scantily clad photos of me that have been scrubbed from the World Wide Web.
They'll find it.
We'll see.
If it's the last thing they do, they'll find it.
If they do, I'd be shocked. But I deal with it. I'd live with it. I no regrets. I took those photos. They're there for a reason.
That or the footage of your rap. That would be that's also on the list.
If that could be more easily found. That's my guess. That could be found. Add it to the Renaissance Man world of Harry.
Sounds like a lead to me. Yeah, that's all they need.
Detective world. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of The Order of the Blazing Horse. I'm Harry.
And I'm Mickey. Whoa.